So, Wilkie,
Hamish.
this week, something that I've been doing is... so have you heard of the show Last Week Tonight with John Oliver?
I have, yes. There's lots of shows like it. One of those late night comedy news roundup show style things.
Yeah, I think it goes a little bit more newsy than some of the other more comedy ones. It's still funny, and I'd still say it's overall a comedy show. But yeah, it's the main premise of the show, if no one's seen it, is it's be a rundown of news with a comedy focus, and normally there's one big topic each week that's sometimes something from the last week. Sometimes it's just something that maybe has some relevancy at the time. It's typically quite American focused, but they've been known to do wider topics. You know, they did cryptocurrency a few years ago. When Bitcoin was big, and as Bitcoin's been big again recently, they did one, I think, on India, and that might be getting it mixed up with another similar show. Anyway, they've done plenty of these things. But the main reason I'm talking about it is, and the reason I watched it this week was in my recommended was on YouTube was their clips from 4 years ago about Trump getting into office. And I thought it was really interesting to see like what were the bits, like I think it was a 36-minute show dedicated to, at the time, President-elect Trump. And it was really interesting to see how relevant everything they still said was.
Yeah.
Like there was no, I felt like often things age, and you watch something from 4 years ago and you think like, oh, well, we know what's happened. And it's insane to think a lot of the stuff that John Oliver made jokes about were things you could have joked about through the entirety of that presidency.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting to see.
Trump jokes are Trump jokes. Like, he didn't really grow as a person during his premiership.
No.
What was the thing? It was did they sing One Day More? I think that was James Corden's news roundup show. They sang One Day More of Trump jokes.
Potentially.
I think it was Colbert tweeted, it's like Stephen Colbert or someone, or I think that was it. Tweeted like it's nice that we only have to worry about a global pandemic now. And then someone responded with a picture of the guy from Parasite, like the driver. The I don't know. I haven't seen Parasite, but I think I've picked up that this guy is like this rich person's chauffeur, and he's sitting there just like, ugh. Like, okay, sure, Trump's gone, but like you realize that's not like nothing's perfect, right? The world is still kind of shit. We shouldn't be. That's not the energy I want to start the show on, though. No, but I just found it really funny just to sort of go back on all this stuff and see what it was like. And I'd say anyone does want to check it out, it is still worth watching just to see how a lot of the things that were predicted were all kind of true. It was funny to see what was successful, what was unsuccessful from, this guy's original campaign stuff. And yeah, it was an interesting trip down memory lane. Now looking back on the last 4 years, and it was a comedy at least, so it was distracting from everything else that's going on right now. That's why I like it. That's nice.
I was having a lot of fun.
That's nice.
Oh, I do like a lot of these things. I really like Stephen Colbert. You mentioned him; he's really funny. All the clips as well, little bits of his little monologue he does at the start of every episode. He's very quick, because I think some of his jokes are written for him, but he's also, I think he's got a big pass in improv, and so you can, even when he makes up his own jokes, it flows really well.
Yeah, lots of these people have backgrounds in improv. Who's the guy who did the deep dish pizza monologue rant thing that Binging with Babish used as like an excuse to make deep dish pizza?
Deep dish rant.
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart. Maybe I'm gonna put deep dish. There was a Jon Stewart deep dish. Jon Stewart deep dish rant.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Try saying that 5 times fast. Yeah.
He basically says it's not a pizza, it's a casserole. And
it doesn't look like a pizza.
No, it's
the image that they've got up.
It's not what you traditionally consider a pizza, but Babish says in the YouTube video, he says like if you try to eat a New York slice of pizza in Chicago, it would like turn into an icicle. Like the city's so much colder, you have to the pizza needs to be like much thicker to actually retain any heat.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. Maybe it would actually be quite good because it does look.
It's just like, sure, it's not like traditional pizza, but it's just cheese and like bread and tomato sauce.
This
like,
one,
are you really going to complain about it?
This one looks like it's an open top bolognese pie. Like someone's made spaghetti bolognese, taken out the spaghetti, then made a pie base, put the bolognese inside, forgot the top, served it up. There you go.
Yeah, you're not entirely wrong. That kind of is what it is.
Actually, Wilkie,
Hamish,
deep dish pizza sounds bad. Bolognese pie sounds good. I would eat a bolognese pie before I'd eat. A deep dish pizza sounds weird. You go, what's deep dish? What's pizza?
Wait, what do you mean, what's deep dish? Hang on. Okay, deep dish pizza is like the foundation upon which Pizza Hut is made. Have you ever been to Pizza Hut, Hamish?
No, I've never been inside a Pizza Hut.
Well, that's so unhelpful for the bit I was going to do. But like...
No, I have been inside a Pizza Hut. I was making a joke.
Deep dish pizza's not that weird, right? Chicago-style deep dish pizza, maybe. But deep dish pizza is like normal. You can get deep dish pizza at Pizza Express, the most middle class of eating establishments.
But, deep just sounds scary,
How does deep sound? Deep's good.
No, because when you think of deep, you think of something like the ocean. And I don't know about you, Wilkie, but I do have a fear of, if I got caught in a riptide and taken out to the middle of the sea, I wouldn't be scared of drowning. I wouldn't be scared of, losing my energy and falling beneath the waves. I'd be worried about something from the deep, dark depths below, from the deep, coming up and pulling me down. Maybe there's a shark. Maybe there's a jellyfish. Maybe there's one of those weird things with the lantern in front of its head.
Maybe there's a shark in your pizza?
Yeah, pizza
Hamish,
shark.
I think you've got some sort of old-timey sailor disease from living alone for so long.
You've got scurvy.
Yeah, you've got like cabin fever or something.
Oh, Wilkie, I probably do have cabin fever.
To be fair, I think I might also have cabin fever.
I want out, Wilkie. I don't. Wilkie,
Boris, let me out, please.
No, I know we have to be in lockdown. I know it. I know there are so many reasons why we can't do things, and like science-wise, I'm pro that. But from the sake of sanity, I just want it to end.
I want to touch another human being, Hamish.
I want to touch a human being that I don't see every day. I want to touch a different human being.
I cannot wait until I get to see my girlfriend again, because it's just... Look, okay, going on Minecraft dates and like watching Netflix over Netflix Party, it's fun, right? It's good. It's not a substitute for like actually physically being with someone. And I miss being in the same room as someone who isn't my mum and dad. No,
I definitely understand what you mean by that, Wilkie. I mean, I had the same thing with the first lockdown. I was stuck with just my parents. And yeah, it's tough. I mean, what it is and I do, we tried to do a few date ideas. I think one thing we floated that I did want to try, I don't think we ever had time to do it, but could be fun, is you and the other person get all the ingredients for the same meal. So you pick a recipe, you get the ingredients to make it for one person, and then you each make it together and then you eat together. So you kind of have a meal together, which can be fun. We did Netflix Party. We did like video game dates. What else did we do? There was something that we did that worked really well.
Have done takeaways before. We both agreed that we were going to get takeaway pizza. And so we both ordered takeaway pizza simultaneously and had it in front of a I think we've started to use Teams now. We have dates on Microsoft Teams because it's more reliable than Discord or Facebook sometimes.
No, that's fair. I mean, what else is good? You could try a board game simulator. I know it's a bit pricey for a video game, but that's going to be really good.
I think I still have a gift copy of Tabletop Simulator, I think.
Tabletop Simulator, not board game simulator.
I think I bought a bunch of gift copies of it, and then half the people who said they wanted them didn't claim them, and so I might just have some gift copies in my Steam inventory.
Give one to Jade. Play a board game.
Play Monopoly.
Get some good...
angry with each other.
Play Monopoly.
We're not in the same room, so we can't communicate effectively, and we break up over a game of Monopoly. Problem solved.
Look, no! Don't do that.
Look, we made it a full year. Tick that box. Who needs it? Jade, if you're listening to this for legal reasons, that was a joke. I love you.
Because at the end of the day, life Because life is just about achievements. It's like in a video game.
Yeah.
Once you've done the thing that nets you the thing, the little pop-up, you just pull the plug on it and you go on with the next thing.
Yeah.
Is that not how people play life? I think a lot of people make jokes about this. If I die, not when. I want to see a list of stats for my life. I think people often say this, but I want to know everything. And I want to just be given, plenty of time just to go through and be like, how much money did I lose? How many little coins did I lose down the back of the sofa or just drop from my wallet and never notice? Because it's insane to me that happens to people, because I feel like if I ever hear money drop, even if it's just 10p, I'd pick it back up. But somehow, I remember one day at school, I didn't specifically look for it, but no joke, I found £10 in a single day. I would just be walking along and I'd see a pound coin on the floor in the middle of nowhere and I'd pick it up. And it was just like, okay, this is insane. If I dropped £1, when you're at school as well, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, £1 gets you like a snack, it gets you a whole chocolate bar or something, and that's good, right?
Yeah, £1. I think you could get
a cookie.
It was £1 or £1.50 could get you some of the school cookies, which was just this cookie maker machine they had, and it spat out warm cookies, and I think for 3 for £1.50.
Oh, you had a cookie maker machine? What?
Well, so you'd go. We had it was kind of like a tuck shop, but it was just a little attachment to. Did it go? How long did it work for? I don't remember because it didn't go all the time. But it wasn't a cookie maker machine that we could operate. It was just it spat out the hot cookies like you might get from Roots, and so someone behind the counter would just make it. But I think it was just they'd had a machine that would just turn this dough with chocolate chips into chocolate chip cookies.
That is traditionally how cookies are made, yeah.
Yes. So I don't know how the ins and outs of it work, Wilkie. I don't know the science behind cookies.
That's fair.
I know a monster has something to do with it.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's about it.
No, but just the fact that you got warm cookies. We had I had the opposite, to be honest. We had a little cafe tuck shop thing, and they had chilled cabinets, and so the cookies we had were cold, and the that was nice because the chocolate chips were all crunchy now. It was enrichment. I was talking about enrichment earlier. When they'll get a tennis ball and fill it with peanut butter and then throw it at one of the bears or something in the zoo, and the bear's peanut butter, and has to get the peanut butter out of the tennis ball. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel
no, but I just liked the peanut butter sound.
Peanut butter. I feel like we should all be practicing self-enrichment, right? I was reading a list of super easy things you can do to feel like you've done something, and one of them was change the color that your computer highlights text in. So I have a Wikipedia page open in front of me on my second monitor, and if I drag across the text, the text is highlighted in blue. But I've been trying to work out, and I want to change it to yellow, and I feel like that would solve.
Okay.
That would solve a non-zero number of the problems I'm currently experiencing. If I could just change something like that and just have something be new and interesting, I'd be so much happier. Hamish, lockdown is
that's
difficult.
How you solve cabin fever is you just make things different colour.
No, that's literally what cabin fever was. You'd be there's with this whole sea shanty thing that's going on right now, this sea shanty TikTok uprising.
There was a TV advert of that.
Yeah.
So there was a TV advert about the guy that did it, and it was insane because for me, advertising on the internet, I think it's the second time ever I've seen an advert for something that feels like internet, so something like TikTok
on TV,
on other on the TV. The only other time I think was when Facebook was hated. Yeah, the Scottish guy just had a video of him doing a sea shanty.
Yeah,
and a bunch of other people showed up.
There was there was this thing I wonder why this sea shanty thing is happening. It's almost like everyone is trapped in an enclosed space, going through shared trauma, and so they compared lockdown to being on a whaling ship for 2 years, that sort of thing. You're not able to see a different group of people compared to the ones you started with, that sort of thing. But like that's how you get cabin fever, is you stay in the same place for like a long period of time and you don't do anything different. Like that's like why whalers would get cabin fever, because all you do is just stay on your whaling ship and hunt whales. You don't get to, like, lots of sea shanties are about, you know, seeing your wives for the first time, like waiting on Portsmouth Harbour for you. Like, you don't get to see half the people that matter to you.
Wilkie, you don't just get to see your cabin and hunt whales if you're a whaler. You also occasionally get to say Darcy blows.
You do occasionally get to say Darcy blows.
There is a third thing that you can also do.
Yeah. Also die of scurvy. So that's always an option.
You may also die of scurvy. Dying of scurvy is always an option.
Yes. To be fair, I haven't been eating a lot of citrus. I can't think of like when I last had citrus. If I actually get scurvy, that'd be quite funny. That would be on par with the time a friend of ours actually got trench foot from
Yes.
We were in Edinburgh flying for our show, and she didn't like change out her shoes or socks for a couple of days, and she genuinely got trench foot, which was one of the funniest things ever to happen to me. Well, it didn't even happen to me; it happened to a friend of mine. But yeah, I think we should all be practicing enrichment and like doing things that are new and interesting, and like even if they seem really small, like even if it's just filling a tennis ball with peanut butter and trying to get the peanut butter out
and chasing after it like a cat. That is a pet toy. You fill something with a treat, they push it around, and then they eventually get out the treat.
Yeah,
we tried to get that one for my pet when we had a dog before she passed away. The dog just destroyed the ball. So my dog was Horlicks, and she got one of these things that you back the ball around, and eventually
her name was Horlicks, like the drink.
Yeah,
I love Horlicks. That's so good.
Yeah, she was ironically very hyperactive at times.
Was it because she was that like sort of like creamy brown color?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
sweet.
Dad named her Horlicks. Love that.
She was a so her relatives, I think her sister and her dad were both like Crufts dogs. So they'd both done very well or won Crufts at times.
Wow.
And she was meant to go off somewhere, but for some reason we were able to get her instead of whoever was meant to receive her as a dog. But what was it? Her quote unquote official name rather than Horlicks was, I think, something like Sheba's Sunbeam.
That's so cool. That's her special move. You know those
that is her special
those like, put in your birthday and your birth month, and it will tell you what your name would be if you were a wolf, or like that sort of thing. That's how you can work out.
I think your name would be
if your Doge were a Pokemon, what would their special ability be? And it's what's their official Crufts name plus like what color is their collar, and so Horlick's special ability is Red Sunbeam or whatever.
Sheba's Sunbeam.
But you got to add the color of their collar.
Oh, she didn't really wear a collar much.
Naked Sunbeam.
We had more of a. I think at times if we did take her for a big walk, we had like a harness. It was meant to be because she'd tug on her collar a bit. So the harness is meant to be a bit nicer because it clips onto them.
It's nice.
But yeah, no, it's been. Lockdown,
eh? How's that, relatable content? Anyone listening? Is that relatable? Are we relevant yet?
Are we relevant?
What episode are we on, Hambo? Is this 22?
22. Yeah, we can now be my age. The show is now old enough to be Hambo.
The show and become Hambo. Things we did this before. Things you can do.
I don't think there's anything you can do at 22.
22.
Apart from be blue.
Here we go. Cosmopolitan, the 16 best things about turning 22. Where Bois now has a Taylor Swift song written about it.
Hey. T-Swizzle.
Sorry, what?
T-Swizzle.
This is a
Taylor
terrible
Swift.
list.
T-Swishy.
Stop it.
What? Tay-Tay.
Oh, Hamish. No, play the theme tune. I hate this.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bah. Okay, that's our theme song.
Our theme tune is not the Mario Party theme, but okay.